Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Hunter Starcraft, and we're back for Game 2 here. This is going to be on Shakura's Plateau, spawning down at the bottom left position, our blue Zerg player, Macro King of the Netherlands, Liquid.Ret. Ret's opponent, the bottom right position, Naniwa. He's going to be the red Protoss player. Ret, of course, showing us a pretty cool performance in Game 1. Pretty cool drop tactics, and just sort of showcasing how you can really incorporate a macro style, getting 82 drones at the 13-14 minute mark, combined with some creative micro tactics as well, like dropping the main base of Naniwa and the third base on Metalopolis all at the same time. It's a really cool, interesting game. Definitely go check that one out if you guys have, if you didn't see Game 1. Naniwa, just like on Metalopolis, scouting very early, wants to make sure Red isn't trying anything too cheesy, but that is not Red's style. As I mentioned in the last video and even earlier here, like, he is such a macro Zerg player. Certainly it sometimes gets him into trouble. I've seen a lot of Red's games, but it worked out for him on Metalopolis and worked against one of the best Protoss players in the world. Naniwa he's definitely like top 3 foreigner Protoss. It'd be like Naniwa, Huck, and who would be the other top Protoss foreigner? Having trouble naming one, but Naniwa and Huck, man, they're so scary. And I mean, Ret took him out pretty decisively in Game 1. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Ret going spawning pool first as well on this map, same opener as we saw. Is he going to get the extractor any second? Oh, that was so sneaky! Look at this. Naniwa moves in. Oh, okay, he's not actually going to take the expansion. What I thought was going to happen there, Naniwa moves up into the main with his probe right here, and Ret moved his drone out, and he moved it in this area here and then sort of snuck down the ramp. So I thought Ret was trying to dodge the probe. Oh my god, he's even sneakier. Okay, guys, this is crazy. Ret is picking up the natural base of this, top left position instead. And yeah, I was right to kind of react there, because Ret snuck this probe, little dipsy doodle around the side of the base, because he spotted the probe with an overlord. So that is just very sneaky by Ret. Very interesting little play there. Let's see what Naniwa's actually doing. Oh, we got Forge Fast Expand. Okay, gotta keep on top of this as well. So both players going for a very macro heavy build, and I'm wondering how Naniwa's sort of going to react to this. He's going to be very surprised. He may possibly think, well, I was going to say maybe he thought he would think that Ret would go for some kind of crazy Zerg, like one base all in, but no, Ret is in fact putting down his third base as well. So yeah, such an interesting style. Naniwa here, okay, he's going to spot it. He knows something's up. Naniwa, a veteran, he's going to know if anyone is. Something smells a little fishy here, and he checks. So Naniwa knows that Ret is going for this crazy, like, 3 base opening. Double expanding very quickly here on Shakura's Plateau. It's an interesting map to do it on. I guess it makes sense just because, you've got this ramp here, so it's pretty easy to defend your natural. Keeping an eye on the production tab, we see the cybernetics core now only, the cybernetics core only went down a moment ago, and there is an opening here for units to get in and out. Just a small opening there with that cannon as well. Naniwa with 2 bases done. Just going to be pumping out workers, and we're going to see what kind of tech path he wants to go with. He is chrono boosting out his +1 attack, and Naniwa not going to have map control for much longer. Yeah, as this probe is forced back into his main. Oh, that Zergling was an unnecessary casualty. Naniwa just queuing up a move command, trying to kill off the Zergling with that photon cannon. But Ret isn't far behind. He doesn't have any Zergling speed on the way. He's only getting his gas right now, and that makes complete sense. You can't get, an extra 2 hatcheries this early and be mining gas. It's not really reasonable. This queen should make quick work of the probe. One more. There you go. So nothing too vital there getting scouted. Ret hasn't really put down any telltale signs either of what build he wants to go for until right now when he puts down the double gas. We'll keep an eye out on his natural and his third base, see if he's going to get more gases there as well. And it looks like this Overlord, not doing a whole lot of vital scouting, is going to get taken out by the Stalker. Oh, okay. Okay. You know what, Naniwa? I do not like your timing of those gateways at all. if Naniwa had literally waited like 3 more seconds, that Overlord would have been killed off, and he wouldn't have revealed 2 gateways. So basically all... what Ret knows right now, he knows that there's 1 gateway down here. He knows that there are upgrades being chrono boosted at the Forge, and he knew about 2 more gateways. He is not quite aware of all 6 of these warp gates. But, you know, Ret, nonetheless, can certainly expect some degree of aggression coming from Naniwa in the next few minutes as the Roach Warren, now halfway complete, +1 missiles on the way for Ret as well. Nice Overlord placement. Look at that. That Overlord just sort of peeks in, sees, okay, Naniwa, you're picking up those 2 gases as well. This Overlord here isn't going to get much scouting done. He's not going to spot the Twilight... Oh, he already knows about the Twilight Council. Very nice. How does Ret know about that Twilight Council? I'm actually quite curious. There could have been possibly been like a sacrificial Overlord a moment ago that I missed, maybe? Because this Twilight Council, I guess it went down about 2 minutes ago. So, yeah, I guess Ret could have scouted it some time ago. But nonetheless, Ret is going to know exactly what's going on. More and more Overlord stacking here. He knows exactly what's going on. He basically knows it's going to be Blink Stalker off 6 Warp Gate with Forge upgrades as well. This is a very powerful build off of 2 bases, and very powerful especially in Protoss versus Zerg. Lair Tech now just finishing up. I'm sure he's going to use that to get the Roach upgrades. And yeah, the +1 missile attack now just finishing up. Ret doing, well, he could be doing a better job spreading the creep. This tumor here, let's see how long it actually takes him to spread that creep tumor any further. And back at the Protoss base. Okay, sort of a small transition here. Robotics facility going down as well. Blink now complete. So here's the timing for Naniwa. As, I mean, he can warp in 1 more round. Why aren't you warping in more units, Naniwa? Not sure why. He may want to wait for a proxy pylon or something. Does he even have a probe coming out? He does. There's a probe here. He's going to put down a proxy pylon. But these warp gates are just kind of idle. But at the same time, he doesn't really have any resources to be pumping out units. Naniwa putting down so many production facilities. I'm not really liking Naniwa's build, to be completely honest. I'm not really liking his chances in this game at this point. I mean, how did it get to the point that Ret is at 157 supply to 80? Man, Ret with that perfect scouting intel and Naniwa with more production facilities than he can support. You can't really support, you know, 6 Warp Gate Robo with Twilight Council and, you know, Forge upgrades. Well, at least not for very long off of 2 bases. Oh man, watch this. Zerglings from behind. Why don't these Zerglings have their speed red? That is such a tremendous mistake. But I don't think it's going to matter anyway. These Stalkers here are just taking a ton of damage. And just Ret still enjoying the income off of 3 bases. Naniwa warping more units in, but, you know, Roach is pretty cost efficient against Stalkers, sort of in this position here. Naniwa's chances in this game dwindling. 8 more Roaches on the way, +2 missile attack coming out as well. These Roaches are going to try to flank, try to cut off these Stalkers here. Oh, you got to be careful, Naniwa. He's going to blink up to the high ground, I'm sure. But is there actually going to be enough even to defend this? There are so many units rallying in. We're now looking at something of a Sauron Zerg. Just an endless stream of Zerg units being rallied in. Just like the baddies in Lord of the Rings. That's where that saying comes from. I think that is going to be it. I'm wondering what... Oh man, where did Naniwa really go wrong there? I mean, when did the supply just sort of take off the way that we saw there at the end, where Ret had virtually double the supply? Like, even at this stage here, I don't mean to drag this on for too long, but this is a huge supply advantage. And look, like, the units lost, like, there's been no casualties in this game at all so far. Virtually no. You know, the Protoss player has lost 1 unit, 1 probe. Naniwa has lost. Yet somehow he is behind. I mean, Ret has a 50% advantage in supply, and then you jump, you know, even a minute later, and that supply lead just sort of continues to grow. And the Protoss player, you know, still just lost. Okay, now he's lost 2 units. Two dead Protoss units for Naniwa, yet he is behind by 61 supply. Don't understand how that happened. It's certainly like Rhett's build here, opening up with this weird third base hatchery, and then, yeah, just mining off of 3 bases very quickly, rallying in a ton of really low-tier units. I mean, Roaches, that ended up having +2 by the end of the match, but with that big engagement, it was just +1. But the only other thing I want to highlight was that scouting as well. Absolutely vital, sacrificial overlords. He basically knew exactly what Naniwa was doing, and he was able to, you know, pretty hard counter it. So, Rhett just showcasing his multifaceted talents, his macro, his droning timing, and, you know, his scouting, and just his timings of you know, when to engage here. Just a great couple of games from Rhett. A lot to learn if you're especially if you're a Zerg player in ZvP. You know, these are some sick builds you can steal and you know, use in your own play. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next time, take care. Look forward to more videos. And this is Hunter Starcraft. Peace out.